creative YouTube process has hands down been the biggest stressor of my career this past few months. Chances are you've probably learned something in my music video behind the scenes tutorials, which is awesome, but there's only so many times I can create extremely in-depth educational music video content. I'm just simply bored of it. For now. Don't get me wrong, I love shooting music videos, I love how creative you can be on set, but I think it's time to pivot for just a little bit on the channel, show you guys what I'm actually up to on a day-to-day basis. Truthfully, I've been in a bit of a creative funk lately, and even creating this YouTube video is difficult for some reason. Side note though, cool change of scenery that you're used to on the channel, right? Welcome to Gibsons, BC, aka Heaven. I've been visiting Gibsons ever since I was a kid, and this is by far one of the most sentimental places for me. It's where I can recharge and enjoy the little things in life, and that's exactly what I'll be doing out here for the next couple of months. Alright guys, so that's a little mini tour of this oceanside little town called Gibsons. So I want to stop in this specific spot and vlog real quick. So as you can see, there's a statue behind me. This is George Gibson, who apparently first landed on Gibson's Landing or in this town. So they made a little statue of him, which is pretty cool. Now the really cool thing about this spot and the plaque that's right behind me here, let's check this out. So on the bottom here it says, in memory of Andy and Tula Marigus for their contributions to the town of Gibsons. So the really cool thing about that is Andy and Tula Marigus are my grandparents. And typical Greek family immigrating from Greece to Canada or the States or wherever, you know, start a restaurant. So they actually had a restaurant in Upper Gibsons. This is Lower Gibsons. And this was back in like the 70s. And the cool thing about my grandparents, I mean, I never got to meet them, but from stories that I've heard is they didn't care about what walk of life you were from. They didn't care about your race, religion, anything. They were just open arms to everyone. Like the front door was always open at the house. Everybody was always welcome at the restaurant, which is cool. And then they obviously have a little shout out to them on the plaque. So a lot of family ties that come back to this place, and that's why I visit so often and just love it out here. So we're gonna go grab some grub, and then we're gonna do like a little, I guess, self-reflection vlog of like 2022 and going into 2023, what the plans are, the goals, kind of how I've been as of late, and just putting out more lifestyle content on the channel and less tutorial stuff. I mean, I'm still gonna do the tutorials. We're gonna get into it a little later on, but we're gonna go grab some food real quick, and we're gonna stop by one of my favorite docks in the area. It's about a 2-minute drive from my house out here. So yeah, we'll catch you out there. All right guys, so we're gonna walk down the dock here, eat my food, and give you guys a little bit of a life update and all that good stuff. But before I do, I'm gonna explain what this dock is. So this area is called Hopkins Landing. Over there in the corner, that's where the ferry actually comes in. I can actually see it from afar. You won't be able to see it on camera, but it's way down in the ocean, probably coming in. And basically I've been coming to this beach or this dock ever since I was like, ever since I can remember, like ever since I was a kid. Very special place for me. And it's beautiful too. Like, how cool is this? Like, dock stretches all the way out. You can sit on the bench there, eat, have a coffee in the morning. So this is the beach that my family's been taking, myself as well as like our cousins, my aunt and uncle. We've all been coming here like ever since we were kids. And one thing I wanted to mention too is that like I'm in a sweater right now, where back home where I live in Saskatchewan, it's like probably like -20, and there's no way that you're walking around with a sweater right now. So it's really nice that I can literally just like come out here and enjoy the outdoors and not just be cooped up inside like all day. It gets a little depressing back home when you are just like chilling inside all the time. But the nice thing about back home is that there's a lot of sunlight, whereas here it's very dark and moody. I don't mind that for photos, but the other thing is that it rains a lot. And when it rains here, it's pissing rain for like literally 24 hours straight. But when you do get sunny days here, like everybody's always out and about, which is like awesome. So yeah, I'm kind of walking the wrong way here. So we're gonna walk back here. I'm gonna set up, and yeah, we're gonna do a little self-reflection in this vlog. A couple things that I wanted to talk about while I'm here. Maybe you can relate to this stuff, maybe not, but I'm gonna kind of talk about how 2022 went, what I kind of want to do going forward in 2023, creatively, personally. Yeah, if you can relate to some of these things, awesome. If not, I guess just hear me out. This is just a little kind of update vlog. So looking back at like the last 10 years, like that's about when I picked up a camera for the first time. I wish that I had a mentor going through at least the last 6 years of my career. Even earlier on, I just feel like I really lacked having proper guidance, not only for like, you know, proper lighting techniques and like the technical side of filmmaking. That definitely would have helped. and excelled me a lot quicker in my career, especially for the business side. Like there's so many things that I would have done differently. Like when I started posting music video content on YouTube and it started to gain traction, and I didn't think to sell digital assets back in the day. 5 or 6 years ago is when Parker Walbeck came out with the Full-Time Filmmaker. And Parker was the first to break into the e-learning space. And, looking back at it, I mean, I've looked at his course and it is very scratching the surface for music videos at least. Now, of course, I've made a music video course, which I sell, and I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. But if you want to go check it out and support me by purchasing it, even when you do purchase it, you do get a plethora of like 140 plus music video tutorials. But what I was going to say is I wish that back in time I tapped into the e-learning space around the same time that Parker did it, because he doesn't even really shoot content anymore. He doesn't have video clients. He literally just works online and on his course, which is just insane to me. And obviously that is the ultimate goal for me, is to just create digital assets and learning material for creatives to up their filmmaking game at an affordable rate too. And that's why I've never really been afraid to put out a lot of free content on my YouTube channel, because at the end of the day, that's why I love YouTubing, is just helping people. It makes me feel good when I get comments saying oh man, you've helped me so much in my career, especially during the beginning. That makes you feel some type of way for sure. Now, I have touched on this in other videos, but my old video production company, Subtle Cinematics, my old business partner and I, we shut the doors and I'm back to freelancing. For me, on my side, it just wasn't working. I just I was barely getting paid, to the point where it was $2,000 per month that I was paying myself. Plus I had to knock off taxes on that. I have rent, I have expenses. And at that pay, I just could barely live. I couldn't, I could eat, I had a roof over my head, but I just couldn't live life. I felt it was definitely more difficult. Even about a year ago, actually, last December, 2 Decembers ago, I had my car stolen and I literally couldn't even afford to buy another car. I don't know, to me, it was how do I have all of these years of experience, yet I can't even afford to buy a fucking car? That's the mindset that I was in, which was I don't know, I thought about it, I was I can't do this anymore. Subtle Cinematics, that video production company, taught me a lot. Taught me a lot about business. I learned a lot from my business partner. He learned a lot from me. We had a really good run in just, 2.5 years that we were doing it, but it just didn't work out. But, there's a lot of things even during that company that, we had to learn along the way, and we didn't really have business mentors, really. We did here and there, but they weren't really immersed in filmmaking. They weren't filmmaking business experts. I feel we just could have saved a lot of time. Now I know that these are a lot of negatives that I'm bringing up, but at the end of the day, I always look back. I had a conversation with somebody who's a very successful real estate agent, and he said to me, he's man, you shutting down that video production company and eating shit for so long, he's that's the best thing that could have ever happened. Sorry, just vlogging a little bit. Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
Get some sea lions, eh?
For sure, I'll be looking out for them. Take care, have a great day. That's actually one thing that I wanted to mention out here too. So whenever you go for walks, or if you're just again, me sitting here vlogging, there's a gentleman that just stepped up here and we just had a full-blown conversation about sea lions and living out here in Gibsons. But a lot of people out here are just probably the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Very surprised if somebody doesn't stop and say hi to you and you walk by them. Chances are, if they don't, they're probably not local to the Gibsons area. So I found that really funny. Actually, he's a really, really nice guy. Lives right on the water here too. Beautiful, beautiful spot. I always tell myself that one day, my goal, my dream in life is to literally just own an oceanfront house here. It's ultimate goal. I could die happy then. The things that I've learned, the failures that I've had, especially in the last 5 years when I've really gone full force into being a content creator and a filmmaker, is that any time that I fail, anything that I learn in the field are things that you typically will not learn with a degree in school. Things that you won't be taught in school. It's either somebody's going to mentor you to teach you that thing, or you're just going to have to learn for yourself, really. Sometimes when you do think about, failures in life, it's not a failure, it's a learning experience. Two things that I think about though when I am down and under, whether it's mentally, creatively, I always think of two things. One, if you're maybe, not in a good mental state, you're not feeling well, but I always think about this when I am feeling like down and under, again, creatively, mentally, whatever it may be. We as humans have all won the jackpot. Now, what I mean by that is when you buy a lottery ticket, you have approximately a probability of 1 in 14 million to hit that jackpot number, okay? The chances of you even walking on this earth right now, listening to this video, the probability of that is about 1 in 400 trillion. So when you think of it that way, we've all won the jackpot. Maybe things aren't going your way. Maybe you're not getting the video clients you want. Maybe you're not full-time in what you're doing yet, but if you keep trying, eventually you're gonna get there, for one. Two, if you fail one day, take it as a learning experience and don't get too down on yourself, because at the end of the day, the fact that you even get to try and have the opportunity to try, especially at something you love, like creating videos, that is a blessing in itself. That's a 1 in 400 trillion probability that you're actually even able to do that. So that's one of two things that I always think about. Two, I wake up and I think, damn, am I lucky to be in good health? And for myself, I've had a pretty crazy track record of just not the best health due to an autoimmune disease. I'll probably make like a short film on it. It's actually like one of my short film ideas for 2023. I've started the script. When I was going through the diagnosis stage, when I was like a teenager, it was like the most stressful thing ever. And obviously like I'm better now. It's just a cosmetic thing. It could become something more than cosmetic and you could run into more health issues, but for the most part, like, I'm good now. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this one for sure, but you go to a doctor's office and you get that news from the doctor that you're not healthy or something's wrong. In those 2 seconds after those words leave the doctor's mouth, that you're not healthy or something is wrong or there might be a health scare, you're not thinking about the football game that you want to watch with your friends that night. You're not thinking about how many video clients you need in this month to make, to make rent or to make your $10,000 in a month. You're not thinking about the new equipment that's releasing or that you want to purchase. You're not thinking about money, financials. You don't even care anymore. I always say health is wealth at the end of the day. That's one thing that I think about almost every time I wake up is like, I say it in my head, like out loud in my head. I'm like, damn, like I'm so grateful to be healthy. Because at the end of the day, you're not healthy, money doesn't matter anymore. So yeah, we're gonna head home, swap out into some douchey gym attire, aka toss on a stringer, because why not? And go hit the gym. And then we're gonna stop by Tapworks. It's got a beautiful rooftop patio, by far my favorite food and drinks on the coast. So I'm gonna go grab some grub and then probably just get some work done, to be completely honest. So yeah, we're gonna get buckled up, go head to the gym right now.
Smell a walk on the wood. First turn nigga from the hood, they curious. 4 and card about 5 and jury.
I get the comments with number that's period. I got your B on one, put on the mirrors. First young nigga in the A2 land, run on 14 mil, started 14 grams. Dope boy Dickies and diamonds and Tim. You shouldn't play with that boy, he is
not one of them, bro. I kept taking L's, finally got me an M. Still making double, I don't count when I spin. S550 2018, gotta come 20 if you hopping in the bin.
Young turn niggas from the D to the A.
I'm rocking with the
Before you leave this video, take a second to comment down below and let me know what you're grateful for in life, as well as what content you want to see more of. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Alright. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the roads where you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. You said that pussy.